What's up, traders? It's Vlad again, and today we have another special training for you that we had with our coach Elliot. Now, he came up with some amazingly profitable plays, and believe it or not, my son, who's also a trader, a teenager, started at 17, he's now 19. He comes up with some amazing plays as well. So we review some of them, exactly what happened, what we did, and how we shared it with the community and had hundreds of people profit on it. So again, join the live here with us and make sure you take notes on this one because you might want to find similar plays to this. And of course, if you want to continue watching these lives, you could always join our community in school. The link is in the description. And if you want to keep seeing my face, yelling and screaming, but mostly teaching you how to be profitable in the market, subscribe, and I'll see you there. What's up, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just want to give you a heads up. Okay, we will have we're gonna go over some things today. I got a little special something that I've been keeping up my sleeve. I want to discuss with you guys. It's gonna help. I think it's gonna be pretty cool for you. So we're gonna discuss that towards the end. But I think a lot of people have been asking for something. I think we're gonna deliver with what I'm about to talk about towards the end of the session. With that said, let me just go in here and Chris, can you remove the taking notes thing, please?
Taking notes thing? What are you talking about?
Yeah, turn off the
Screen.
camera for the note taker.
Oh, okay.
All right. All right, guys. So what I wanted to discuss first is we had some really, really good plays, and people ask me like, what kind of plays do you talk about um on these lives and things like that? And I really wanted to show one today that we just had this week. A few people told me they played it. And we do this pretty much every week. One of the things I always tell people is you don't want to just play our plays. That's not the goal. That's how you lose money. Anybody tells you otherwise, they're trying to sell you some stock picks or whatever it is they're trying to sell. It just doesn't fully work. You could work once, but long term, you need to know how to trade. You need to have an idea of what to do and really work on yourself to build that up. So that's the first part. But once you do and you have that foundation, getting people who share same philosophy with you would be a great idea to give you some picks. So once people graduate with us, we like to provide picks. I want to just show you one of them, but instead of me showing you, because I'd love to take credit for it, but I didn't find it. It was Elliot here, the Penn State hat. I just realized you changed your hat. So for this group, it's a different hat. Okay, I got you. But there was a play here. What was the symbol?
YUMC.
YUMC. Thank you.
Yeah.
I want you to kind of talk about what happened here. When did you get in? I think it was Friday of last week. I believe was during
It
that
was
live.
the 13th. So about 2 weeks ago, I believe.
Okay, so if we're talking about 13th here, that's around. Oh, so
Yep.
it's around right here.
It's this. So we
Yep.
spotted it on that candle, which was Thursday. We said let's revisit Friday. And then Friday was that candle. So you kind of see the same thing on both charts. But kind of easier to see. If you could switch this to a weekly, that'll be great.
Yeah, and guys, just so you should start looking at where he's pointing out, and if you've been joining our lives, you should be able to see kind of what patterns he's finding and how.
Yeah, so it was this candle here when we talked about it.
Mm-hmm. So
So
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, a lot of times you talk about the breakout, right? And prior to this candle here or this week here, we could tell that the market was in a lot of indecision. So a lot of dojis, a lot of not much movement for 4 weeks. And on the week that we found it, it was finally doing something that every other week couldn't do, which was close above this level. So it started breaking out. Then when you add to that of the increasing volume, which again you talked about on here, everything else just aligns with it too. It was like seemed like the best time to take the risk, you know. So
Yeah,
um,
and you guys see, we talked about these patterns where things just kind of consolidate when they break out, and you could see this was a. I mean, if you're doing options play, this could. I mean, I don't even know how many percent that is. That's
yeah,
a thousand percent, maybe.
it was ridiculous. On this Tuesday, I didn't you know, ride it all the way up to here. I got out the next week, but I had a buddy of mine that didn't get out, and he got out on Tuesday, and those contracts were up about 500%. No BS. And it was a longer dated option too. It's not like it was a weekly.
So you're talking about Tuesday. So let's look at, I guess, the daily. So he
Yeah.
got out yesterday, which was right here.
Yeah.
So he 5x'd his money. Now, one thing we always talk about is we're not about these crazy results, and those are gonna happen. Like
Mhm.
I'm not saying we predicted this big move.
No.
That's impossible. We just got lucky. What we predicted was a direction. So if
Mhm.
you would have made, 20%,
Yeah.
50% of your money, we take that. This was just luck. I want you guys to understand it, because a lot of people,
Yeah.
I see a lot of, people who are gurus. They play, they talk about being gurus because they'll show that, look, I predicted this. Well, they didn't predict this gap.
Yeah.
That's just impossible. I've never seen it. It's just sometimes happen. I've played them like over here. This could have been a good play. Would I predict this? No.
No.
But you could predict a certain direction and play it consistently. The
Mhm.
goal is to make consistent gains, not through the moon once in a while and then keep losing the rest of the time. Because that's just gambling. Some gamblers hit sometimes,
Yeah.
but a lot of times they don't.
No. Yeah. The plan was to play it up to 36. Around there, it was offering about 30%.
Yeah, and,
Um,
and that's what it takes. If you play it the right way, you learn how to do it. That's really what it takes. It's just a little move, because we're not trading stocks, we're trading options. And options is a whole different game. You could use a lot less money to make a lot more money with a small move.
mhm.
Okay. So if you're not doing spreads, we're just doing directional. That's the big one right there. Anybody have any questions on that?
Yeah, I think to make the same amount of money you would have had to pay like 3,500 bucks at the entry. And then by up here it was about 8% at 39. So the options were like 120 something bucks each. Much cheaper than 3,500.
Lisa had a question. How did you find the stock? Were you tracking it for weeks?
No, the screeners that we that you have in the course, you use those, you tweak them a little, and any given day, I think the purpose of those screeners is to find stuff that's about to get going. So I don't really have a watch list. That screener is my watch list, really. I see the same stocks for the most part.
Yeah, so we do more of a swing trading. So we do different type of strategies. Obviously, one for like a retirement would be more the paycheck collector, something really, really, really safe where you don't have to be this involved. They're more semi-passive. This is more of a swing strategy. A swing strategy usually happens with a 2 to 3 day move. Sometimes could take up to 5, but I'll give you an example. Yesterday, me and my son found a play, and he told me about it. He's like, "Hey, what do you think of this? I think it's great." I was like, "Yep, I'm in right away."
Yeah.
Got in. It was like I don't know if Chris is on here. I don't remember the time. Whenever he told me, no, it was like a little earlier. It was like maybe 2:50, something like
Mhm.
that.
But yeah, it was around 2:30 ish when I found it.
2:30. Yeah. So I got in about 2:45, but it was this 9:31 minute the market opened
Mhm.
Eastern.
I would say it was pretty much the same setup too.
What was that?
It was pretty much the same setup, you know, that ready set
And we're gonna
explode
I'm gonna
type of
I'm
thing.
gonna show it to you guys. The one play we were talking about was, what was that stock? I already forgot.
Nvidia.
Nvidia, thank you. So if you look at Nvidia, this was another play, again, very similar. Our setups are pretty simple. Nvidia, there you go. And you could see yesterday what kind of setups we had, which was a nice little flag pattern right here. Broke out with our increasing volume. Nice, everything. I mean, Chris called us to the center. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely getting in. And today, and he actually said it. He's like, we're gonna call it to 125, and that's what he put a closing order on. It literally hit right there because you could see that's where the support line, and again, hit perfectly. Could keep going. I got out at 122. A lot of times I'll get out because I don't want to watch stuff. I just want to get in, get out, and that's it. So, I was able to make, I think, like 15% within a minute. He
Whiz
made
actually.
18 or whatever it is, 20%. And it was quick. So it's pretty cool. But again, you need to reason we're able to do it quick and find these places because we have a system. It's very, very important. That's what Elliot does. I mean, Elliot's, I don't even know what your record is now, like in the 90s of how many the accuracy.
It's up there for sure.
Yeah, because we keep it consistent. We don't try to go from strategy to strategy. And I will tell you, I've been seeing that a lot of our clients saying that, I tried trading so many times. I tried this, I tried that, I tried. If you're going from strategy to strategy to strategy, you're never going to do it. You got to stick to one strategy and master it, get some mentorship. That's really how you win. Chris, are you watching the mutes? I need to get it. So yeah, very, very, very important here. Make sure you stick to one strategy. So this right here.
Real quick, Vlad, I'm gonna mute all. Just make sure you unmute yourself.
Okay, go ahead. Okie dokie. I'm unmuted. All right. Yeah, if you guys have a question, please raise your hand and I'll make sure or send us a text here. Elliot, I've missed a few live stream because I have to move, but it feels like DJ Smith. Well, welcome back, man. Again, any questions, please let us know in here as well. And I wanted to just also review because what I like to do is not just call out things. I want to go back and discuss what we discussed. Last week, we talked about the overall market. And one of the things I told you guys is what my thoughts were. Now, we were waiting for something to happen. Now, what I told you was what I'm seeing, I believe, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So right here, what I told you was we're in a situation where the market is going up. However, we had a few good days and we called this move here. And I said I think the market's going to continue going up. However, call me out if I'm wrong on this. That's exactly what I said. I have a feeling it's going to go down a little bit before it goes up. Okay. And the reason I thought that because of this candle here, we see a lot of kind of it hit this what do you call it? Resistance. And boom. What happened? It went down a little bit, but the momentum of the market kept going. And what it formed is a very classical pattern. And people keep saying the market's unpredictable, but it's A to B pattern, B to C, C to D. That's what the market does. You could go back, you could see it does it all the time, constantly does these little A to B, B to C, kind of little consolidation, even to the downside, goes down, goes up. Go back in time. We could keep going and you'll see it's constantly happens. But every time, and it's crazy how we're like creatures of habit. Every time it goes down, the news scares us. It's like ratings are up because the news is scaring us. So the news likes those ratings every time the world's coming to an end. So you got to see, and that's what I want to show you guys. It's not that hard. It's now, I also want to make sure you understand. It's simple, but simplicity is not always that easy unless you have the right direction. You want to make sure you bounce your ideas off. That's why we have this group. That's why we have the academies. That's why we have all that to make sure that you actually get the right help to guide you. Because once you do, then my son, he's been doing this since like 17 or something like that. He's 19 now, but now he finds the plays. I just play them. So it's more fun that way. It's more fun that way. But it's a development. It's a development, and once you get it, it's there for life, which is pretty cool. Anybody have any questions on any of this? Because now what I want to talk about something else as well. So where are we now in the market? Okay, let's talk about what's next. Because what's happened is we called out this piece here, and I want to talk about something called an indecision. Okay, so I'm going to zoom into this chart a little bit here. We'll do 3 months. And what I want you to see here is this part. So the market's been going up, and then they go through these moments where it just reaches this point and you see these candles with a very, very, very small body, small body. These are called doji candles. They're a form of indecision. So a form of indecision means we don't know which way it's going to go. Usually it's a sign of a reversal. Okay. So what is a reversal? Means it's dying out. And now we had 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days of basically almost no movement. Think about this. Now, today, we're seeing a bearish move. And we're seeing now a bit of a bearish move right here. Everything's kind of pointing in that direction. So what could happen in moments like this? Don't ask me. Go to the past. Here's a similar situation. A few of these moves, and then it goes into this little, what we call a consolidation channel. It kind of just stays in this area. It's not sure what it's going to do. A lot of people think, oh, there it is. It's time to go down. Sometimes that happens. Not all the time, because of how strong this move is. And plus, you got to remember we're in that election time. So sometimes, things get a little bit inflated, things like that. So that could happen. There is times when right before elections, this thing could just keep going up just because they're just pumping things into it. But on a normal situation, which I think this will still be, we're going to see a bit of a downturn. Okay. Maybe not right away. It might stick. I don't think it's just going to continue going up. It could, but if it is, I would be very cautious playing that, because we want to make sure the stock sticks to its identity, and its identity are these moving averages. This lets us know that this is the background of the stock. This is where it usually is. When it gets away from that, it'll always try to get back to it. So you could see here, it goes away, eventually it goes back to it. So it'll slow down and stick to these areas. It doesn't stay long. And the minute it starts going, boom, you could see it goes right back up. Couple days max. This is already very stretched, which is okay, but this is kind of a normal situation to see here. So pay attention to those things. Now, if we look at this on a weekly, which is every candle means a week, this also shows us here, stock went up for a week, and boom. What does this mean now? This is a form of, anybody want to type that in? What is this a form of what? Starts with an I, ends with an Asian. Let's see if somebody could guess. Yes, good job, Lisa. It's indecisive, right? It's a form of indecision, which also means, let's see who else got this, that it could be a very strong sign of, starts with an R. Come on. There you go. The women got this down. Reversal. Very good. It's a sign of reversal. Correct. So very much so. Again, that's what's been showing us. That's what we've been going by. And I want to show you, let's go back a little bit further out. We'll go 6 months of weekly. Here's another example here. You could see stock goes up. Well, let me annotate this. Now, it may look like it's just kind of going up because this is a week, but then you might say, wait, but look, like I kept going. It did not. This whole thing was a big drop for a whole week. And then finally, after it hit this point, which is the moving day average, started going back up. Okay. Here, you could see it went up. This happened in indecision. Yeah. Here, it doesn't always work. This statistically, some things don't always work. But what you also want to remember, this brings up another point. This right here, you do not trade based off this candle. This is letting you know it's a signal of indecision. It's what happens after. Lets us know, you better watch this because it's about to happen. You better watch this. There's our next move. So if you look this on a daily, you could see it reverse. Okay, same thing here. I didn't say trade it. I said this is a form of indecision. This is a time we want to look and see, okay, is it ready to come down? Let me get some sort of what we call confirmation, which is this is showing us we need one more little sign. Going back to NVIDIA, which is what Chris pointed out, I want to show you here. I don't know why it's being slow. NVIDIA. Where he pointed it out, because a lot of people might think that it's pointed out here. Oh, look, it's a consolidated stock. Let's go. He made it over here. This was the sign. This was a sign. This says, okay, indecision, indecision, indecision. It got to this little thing called the flag pattern, broke out the flag pattern, and then we were able to dominate here. A lot of people will see here and say, oh, look, it's up, maybe tomorrow. And then they try to get in on those days. It's too late. Now you're just, I mean, you could go up, it could go down. At that point, you just don't know. Long term, yes. Long term, I think it's going to end up here. But when you're playing with, trying to make money quicker than just long term trading, we're not going for that unless you have a longer option. How does everybody feel? Everybody's good? Again, everybody's muted. So if you have a question, raise your hand, comment, say hi, whatever it is you want to do. All right. All right. Cool. Very, very good. And I do have a surprise for all of you guys if you're already one of our clients, it's not a surprise for you, but it might be a surprise for some people who are possibly looking to join, but they just don't want to invest as much. The best time based on NVIDIA. Good question. Very, very, very good question, Sandeep. When is the good time to get in on when you talk about a whole day? All right, I'm going to tell you this: the later, the better. Why? Because give you an example. If let's just say I invested in this stock today, about let's say an hour ago, 2 hours ago. This candle right here was fully green. Okay, imagine this being fully green, solid candle. I mean, this thing looks amazing. It looks like it's going to have another good day tomorrow because it's such a strong candle. But now in reverse, as the day moves on, the identity of this candle changed. How can you predict that? Very easy. Okay, I'll teach you how to predict. You just can't. It's that simple. But what you could do is you could just wait. If you wait till I look at stocks at 3:30, morning, I get out. I exit stocks. But I don't get in the mornings because I don't know what it's going to do. By the time the end of the day comes, once 3:30 hits and up, we have a pretty good identity of what that candle is going to look like. Even now, it's 124. You're going to see most likely this candle's not going to look the same. So how am I going to make a decision on a candle that's not fully formed yet? So the later, the better, which is pretty cool because if you're a hardworking professional, you got a career, you can't just, do stuff at 9:30 exactly in the morning. If you have kids you have to drop off or do all these other things and get to work. 9:30 is a busy time for America. So you don't have time to just sit there and quickly do this, and plus with the whole early morning, from the first half hour of the market's really known as the jungle time. It just goes crazy. It's just crazy. Everything's out of the world, and it's you have to be really aggressive. If you're day trading, that could be something, but we don't. Like I said, we don't really do that type of trading here. Let's see. So usually 3 to 5 is also busy. Is it better to buy after hours? We missed it. You can't always buy after hours, depending, I guess, on the stocks or if you would have something special going on. So usually within 3:30, you're gonna have to bite the bullet on that. I don't really have an answer for you on that. I would say, I was a director for a long time, and I just had to find a time between 3:30 to. Now, here's the thing. I will tell you this. If you look at a stock and you have an idea, the execution it's pretty fast. It's not like you have to sit there for a half an hour. It's really just taking a quick look at a stock and say, like this one here, like we just looked at this, you got a stock. And that's why a lot of people like what we do, because they understand. What you don't want to do is, hey, Elliot, you got a stock for me? Yeah, tell me what to play. Question error. You got to question this man. No matter whatever I tell you, don't just believe me. If you don't understand what I'm saying and you're just blind trusting, that's not smart, because whether I'm right or wrong, you didn't know how to play it properly. So you always want to double check, but it takes a second to double check. When Chris sent me that, it's not like I'm like, yeah, I'm buying it. It's, let me just look at it. Oh, yeah. Okay, done. Because we got really good at it, but it takes time to get there. You want to take, you want to take your time. You want to learn these things. So in this situation, it took, I already knew the stock. So I was like, okay, I found the stock. I know Elliot pointed it out. Someone pointed it out. Cool. I'll just write it down. Now there's a reason why we go live. Some people are like, oh, can you go later? Can you? No, we're gonna go live around 2 o'clock, because that gives us a good chance to have a whole live, and then you could play your plays. So you have something great, cool. Okay, move on. And then you could even set an alert saying, oh, the stock hit this point. Or you just look at a candle. Oh, yep, nice. I've had times when I was doing a training, like presenting, and it took me a few seconds. Like, give me a second, guys. I just gotta get a new marker. Looked at my stock, click, done. It doesn't have to take that long. Usually you have bought 4 to 5 stock and then pick one of these take. But I'm good for now. Usually 4 to 5 stock. Yeah. I don't usually try to buy a lot, because I get busy. I like to do a lot of stuff. So to me, I like to maybe one, maybe two. For me, unless you're doing like a long-term plays, those are different. Obviously, you could have a whole, portfolio there, but shortlisted. One of, okay, got it. Yeah, if you're playing one of those, yes. But you're right. I misunderstood you, because I think you have a list of 5 that you choose one. Yes, exactly. Sometime, and that's why I think it's nice to have somebody who has a similar strategy to say, hey, you learn from me. Here are some stocks. Make a decision on your own. That's the best way. I've tried different things. Trust me, I've tried every shortcut in the book. They don't work. That's why I created this course and created this academy, because I realized in this business, there's too many people taking shortcuts. It's, oh, magical strategy, just do this and you're good. Really? So how come everyone's losing money and all the time? It's because you need to put in the work first. So once you put in the work, now you could utilize someone like Elliot and say, okay, cool. I'm gonna test you. And sometimes, listen, I don't know. I don't always see the lives like from Elliot, but maybe people test them and say, hey, wait a minute. Are you sure? We're not perfect either. You want somebody to look at it and make sure they're good to go. Elliot is awesome. I like him. He hasn't been mean to me today. Although we did have a good game of pickleball the other day. That was fun. That was fun. Fun times. Cool. I beat him, by the way. All right.
It was an epic comeback win. It was quite impressive, actually.
Second Elliot's awesomeness.
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him back.
Dimitri, my man Dimitri. Cool. All right. Appreciate that. You're getting a lot of love, Elliot. Oh, look at that. Everyone loves you.
Appreciate it.
I have a 10 win so far. Wow. That's awesome. Sandeep, we got to hear about you. Got to give us your story one day. You got to definitely talk to us here. With that said, a lot of people do ask, because obviously you guys see like a lot of people. What we don't do is we don't hide. So I've been in another group recently, a trading group. One of my friends talked about, and I just checked it out, and it's weird because I don't ever get to meet the people in the paid group. It's like they're not there. I don't know. Like I want to talk to them. I want to see, just see how it is. It doesn't exist. So it's weird. So we keep everybody open here. We're pretty transparent. But a lot of people have been asking, like, like you've been on calls with us already, and some people want to join. They're just a little hesitant, and and I understand. Um, it's a big commitment to make. So we were trying to come up with a way. How do we get people that really want to do this? Now, I'm just telling you right now, nothing's going to be free here. If you're looking for free, this is the group. But some people, it's more of a trust factor and more of a, hey, if I don't know if I'll like it. It's not for everybody, right? It's not for everybody. So we want to make sure that it's not just, oh my God. So we did come up with something we're trying out, and it's only going to be for people for now. If you're in the Zoom, I'll throw it out. I might offer it a little bit here and there to certain people in the group, but it's going to be very limited, okay? Because we want to try it out. We want to beta test it. We're probably going to do like 4 or 5 max, because I want to see how it goes, okay? Depending on the case and scenario. But what we decided to do is do something called a month to month. So it's a plan where you could join our academy, and instead of paying one fee, it'll be a way smaller fee for the month. And if you like it, you continue going with us. If you don't, you just press the cancel button. That's simple. Okay? Because at the end of the day, we believe in our product, we believe in what we do. So the catch is you're going to get addicted, you're going to stay because you're going to love us. That's the goal. But if I think that's going to be something we really want you to try out, if and only if, number one, you've been on a call with us, and we talked already. If not, I'll give you the number. In fact, I'm going to be our VP, Steve. I'm just going to give you his cell phone number now because he told me I can, because he wants to make sure that he's involved and get the right people in this, because we want this program to work. We just want people who are serious. That's it. Somebody who really wants to do this. They just don't know. They're just, oh, I don't know if this commitment thing. I get it. So that we're trying to work that out. So if that's something you're interested in, okay. We usually make you book a call. Right now we don't want you to do that. I'm just gonna give you Steve's number, and he said call his cell phone directly and talk to him. Okay. If you're not interested, then don't do it. It's fine. That's totally okay. But again, that's Steve's phone number. Okay. I think it is, right? Pretty sure. Okay. As someone who is a client already, I think this is a phenomenal idea. Yeah, I appreciate it, Jessica. There's a lot of you good clients here, and I would say, if you have any if you're a paid client, by the way, very important. We don't get as you know, Jessica, we go through a process. You have to go through specific filtering, like interview. Then we go through, Steve has to interview. Like we want to make sure the person gets in is the right person. If you're that person and you're in, any of your friends you want to refer, they get that offer automatically, because good people know good people. So if they want that, that's an automatic. You just got to let us know. You got to let Steve know, and that's going to be an automatic. So they try it out for month to month. If they like it, they like it. We're good to go. If they don't, they'll literally go inside an app and click cancel, and that's it. There's going to be no, like, we're not going to twist them or anything like that. Very simple. So yeah, if you are a paid client already, we know you're good. It's very hard. It's hard to believe that good people hang out with, not good people. I just don't think that's the case. Every time I've ever met good people, they're surrounded by people similar to them. So if we have talked to you before and you're interested as well, you could as well just text Steve now, and we could get that going for you and see how that goes. Any questions on that? I appreciate. I thank you for all the comments from all the students as well. Thank you so much, Jessica and Sandeep. Really highly appreciate it. I would say I would love to do an interview with all of you, but I tried doing the one with Sean Baird and his audio went down. Ever since then, it's just never been the same. You got to get that audio up, Sean. Anybody with any questions at all? All righty. With that said, we did go over a lot today. Okay, so I really hope you're understanding the lessons. I hope you're seeing how all of this plays part to all this, and how it kind of comes together. And again, we're showing you live markets, live results, but more important, we used to have a group. We still have it, but we don't really use it. We've got people more in here. It's easier. It used to be called Stocks to Buy and Why. We should rename this group like that. But that's what we believe in. don't just buy the stocks. Know why you're buying them. Question it. Question what we do. That's what we want you to do. Don't just listen to us. If you're able to question us legitimately, it means you're learning. It means you're understanding. And I have no problem anyone getting on and saying, Vlad, I have a question. What about this, this, this? And you guys have done that before. And it's been working very well. So we love that. We love that because it's going to make other people learn. Cool. With that said, I'm going to let everybody go. Like I said, if you're interested, 484-773-7000 is Steve's phone number. You guys could definitely let him know if you are a client. So Dimitri, I see you, Sean, Jessica. I'm sorry, there's a few of the guys. I apologize if I don't mention you. Elliot, you as well. You've been a client of ours as well. He's not just remember that commercial for the hair? I'm not that. I'm the client. What was it called? Hair Club for Men. I'm not just the president, I'm the client. Yeah, so if you guys have anybody you want, just all you got to do is let Steve know. Have a guy that's his name. Cool. He could reach out. Appreciate everybody today. Hope you guys have an amazing week. Next week, we're going to come back. We're going to look at the market. We're going to discuss some other stuff. I'll let you know during this week any new things we're talking about. Also, the webinar we had, I've had a lot of things going on this week as far as just filming. So that I'm going to have probably by end of next week as well. Thank you, everybody. Hope you have a great day. Elliot, behave. And I'll see you on the pickleball court. All right, guys. Talk to you later.
See you, man.